Sadly, this is our last song. But some of you sang on this very track. It's called The Lucky One. If you haven't sang on the track on the album, you can help us right now by singing along to the DVD. It's very simple. 2 words, I am, and we're going to practice it right now. Here we go, everyone. I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am. Come on, Moscow! I am, I am, I am. The lucky one, and I am, I am, I am. Payback is overdue. So much for my IOU. My head is stuck underneath God's thumb. I guess that makes me the lucky one. Yow! Yow! Stupidity is a constant trend. Murphy and I become best friends. Hooray for dreams gone before they come. Hooray for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am, I am, I am. The lucky one, and I am, I am, I am. Hooray for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am, I am, I am. The lucky one, and I am a chameleon. Jokes on me, I'm the lucky one. Sinking ship holding my lifeboat. I'm sorry for choking, but I've got a wishbone stuck in my throat. Never thought this could be such fun. Hooray for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am, I am, I am. The lucky one, and I am, I am, I am. Hooray for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am, I am, I am. The lucky one, and I am a chameleon. Jokes on me, I'm the lucky one. I tried to push straight through the sun head first, but now my upping head is stuck. I'm feeling like a stupid schmuck. Lucky for me, I don't believe in luck. I tried to push straight through the suck head first, but now my upping head is stuck. I'm feeling like a stupid schmuck. Lucky for me, I don't believe in luck. I tried to push straight through the suck head first, but now my upping head is stuck. I'm feeling like a stupid schmuck. Lucky for me, I don't believe in luck.
Can you hear me, Exy? I'm trying to send you an invite in-game under Sexy Exy into the lobby. I'll do it again.
And I'm feeling like a stupid schmuck. Thank God I don't believe in luck.
black clouds. It's raining piss. Will somebody tell me what that's all about? We shone a black star until it comes. Reaching for me, I'm the lucky one. And I am Tokyo. New York, I'm in my hometown. Let me hear you. I am the lucky one, and I am. Believe in me, I'm the lucky one, and I am the lucky one, and I am only human. Guess that makes me the lucky one. Let me hear you, Los Angeles. Guess that makes me the lucky one. I am. Guess that makes me the lucky one. I am. Believe in me, I'm the lucky one, and I am. The lucky one, and I am only human. Guess that makes me the lucky one. Guess that makes me the lucky one. Guess that makes me the lucky one. And I guess that makes Brett from Blue Stolly the lucky one.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies and fans of this Nexus. Tonight, I am bringing you a Division B Southeast playoff match between BFT, One Punch Monk, and Death and Delay. And just so we're clear, I confirm with Death and Delay, they don't want their D's capitalized, so that's why it's not capitalized. With me, I have a co-caster tonight. Goes by the name of Sexy Exy, but he just likes to be called X or Exy, or he's got some weird story he can share with us. Hey, Exy, how you doing tonight?
Hey, good to be here, and thanks for having me, man. I'm excited for this game.
It's going to be an exciting one, that's for sure. From what I've seen in the playoffs so far, really good. Just going over maps real quick. BFT had choice, and they took first pick. So Death and Delay banned Braxis and Garden of Terror, and One Punch banned Tomb and Dragonshire. So Death and Delay are taking us to Infernal Shrines. Probably everybody's, I'm not going to say maybe most favored map, but it's probably one of the most played between that and Volskaya Foundry. What do you think, X?
Yeah, Infernal Shrines seems to be a nice balanced map for everybody. It's not too short and like snowbally like Abraxas, but at the same time it's not unruly macro-wise like a Cursed Hollow, for example. So I really like the balance of just macro in terms of camps and the 3 lanes, as well as the Infernal Shrines objective, which brings all the teams together. So excellent first map pick for a playoff game.
Awesome. And I do hope everybody liked my playoff starting soon screen with the fireworks and such. Just something new that I added just to spice up the playoffs a little bit. But I'm going to let the teams know that we are ready and we can get into the draft and get this hopefully, it's a best of 3, but hopefully 3-game series underway. While I'm doing this, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your gaming experience, what you do for hobbies?
Yeah, definitely. So, everybody, my name is X. It's my actual name. My parents are both from Thailand, and it means first in Thai. So that's how I got my name. And yeah, I haven't played Heroes. I've been playing Heroes of the Storm for a while, but I was just a scrub until this season is the first season that I joined NGS, and it's been super fun. I mean, the community's been great in each division. Like, the casters are awesome. And I got to meet some awesome people, like some guy named Sparhawk over here.
Yeah, thank you.
It's just cool to meet people who are not only passionate about Heroes of the Storm, but passionate about just building a community of cool people. So, in terms of hobbies, I mean, I do some land dancing and I rock climb, but those things have not helped me for Heroes of the Storm, unfortunately. So, I'm still trying to figure out the magic formula to get GM number 1 like everybody else is.
Yeah, I think everybody's working on that one.
Yeah.
I was sitting gold for a while and then had some... Let's say I made the mistake of playing some afternoon matches. And it looks like we are getting into the draft, so I'll bring up cameras for the casters so you can see us. And let's get into the draft.
So I've been doing... Oh, sorry, Sparhawk.
No, I was going to say, why did I not just get your capture?
While you're working on the camera, I pulled up some statistics for both teams, and it looks like in terms of meta picks, we do have, on One Punch Monk's side, Sonya, Lucio, and Stukov are priority picks for One Punch Monk, while on Death and Delay, Brightwing from MZ17 and Sonya and Hogger from Huckett are the strong ones. So it looks like we do have the Sonya band already from One Punch Monk. So we'll see what the last band is, Sparhawk.
Yeah, I respect like the Uther. I mean, Uther somehow made his way into the tank division now. So can't wait for Blizzard to make that change. I like the Sonya band. Too strong on this map. Diva as well. Malthael, so it looks like they're wanting to control the off lane.
Yeah, so the Hogger comes out from One Punch Monk. It's a comfort pick from... Oh, it's not a comfort pick, because usually Crowleon usually plays Diva, Sonya, and Malthael. So it could be a pick that takes it away from the solo laner for Death and Delay. And
it could always be a switcheroo on the team for somebody else as well.
True. You're totally right.
I mean, but I like the Lucio and the Kael'thas picked up by Death and Delay already. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Sparhawk, I always love seeing a really good Lucio player just because as a tank player myself, I enjoy heroes that can disrupt lane rotations, especially in the bot and mid lane this game. And I'm looking forward to seeing how MZ17 plays just because if you can disrupt those rotations, then the macro falls down for the enemy team and it just makes it hard to catch up and just mount up, Sparhawk.
Have you had the opportunity to watch any of the Division B games or playoffs? I don't know if you casted with me for any of them, but you're in for a treat. And MZ17, I would say, is a really good Lucio player. However, we do have Hanzo and Stukov picked up on the side of BFT. So, both pretty good heroes. I mean, Hanzo, if he goes Scatter Arrow, or even if he goes the Q Quest at 1, that's definitely going to help. Stukov is just scary for the lockdown he can present. I'm really wondering what tank they're going to bring with it. I'm thinking, I don't see a Mei yet. We have Leo, Joanna, so the Mei is still available, and I think Mei on BFT makes that a really scary comp. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You got the Hogger and the Stukov with a lot of zoning control, and putting Mei with a cherry on top could be really scary. I do like the fact that, Magdaddio on KT, Huckett on Leoric, and MDC on Joanna, they have pretty reliable, easy wave clear. But look, Sparhawk, we got
Diablo Zeratul. I love it. Spicy. What I'm going to do as we get into the game, after we call out the players of each team. I'm going to start a poll. I'll do one for each game. And you can use your channel points to bid. And the more you bid, if you're successful in your bid, the more you win. Last night, I cast a game, and one of the people won almost 3,000 channel points. They went for the second team, and everybody is favoring amateur opponents. And the other team, Team Gobby Legs, pulled off the upset in game 2, and she won like 3,000 points.
I'm looking at for those who are betting and getting some points, I'm looking at your rewards, Sparhawk, and we got a posture check, we got a word ban, a voice ban. Does the IRL voice ban mean if someone bans you, then you can't cast?
That's exactly it. I have to be quiet for a few minutes and let the music play. All right, so let's get in. Ooh, what's going on? There we go. All right, so we got Random Task on Diablo, Rumfid on Houndzo, Trengo on Zeratul, Crowleone on Hogger, Apex on Stukov. And do you want to do Death and Delay?
And for Death and Delay, we have Delta Sniper on Lucio, MZ17 on the Kerazim, double support, holy. Mackerel, we got Huckett on Leoric, Mac Daddy-O with Kael'thas, and finally, MDC playing the Joanna.
I don't know who I give the draft to. Death and Delay is so... They have a very, I would call, orthodox comp. That Kerazim is going to help a lot. But, I mean, OPM, that's a scary, scary looking comp, especially after 10s.
Yeah.
Hey, bring up talents.
I agree.
Shift
Sorry,
up.
go for it.
I'm just going to say, I'm just shifting into the middle for now, guys, and I'll be right back. And I'm going to start our first prediction. You can talk while you want.
Yeah, so I'm very curious about how Death and Delay is going to use the Kerazim this game. I mean, the only people that can really dive from Death and Delay is Lucio. I don't know if that's considered much dive. So it looks like maybe Kerazim can help in terms of camp clears because there's not much in terms of camp control. But for me, I put my money a little bit on One Punch Monk just because if they can get to the late game, it's going to be pretty scary, especially with a potential Diablo Zeratul APOG VP combo, Sparhawk.
And I 100% agree with you. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm just going to put a timer on this, and we'll get this prediction out to everybody. And now you can make a prediction based on the draft and your favorite team. Okay, now to get back into the game for some volume.
In terms of camp clears, because there's not much in terms of camp control. But for me, it looks like both teams rotating pretty well. Hogger didn't miss to the late game. This could be that much soak up top. They pretty much got the full wave. And not much happening, though. One Punch Monk getting chunked out just because they only have the one healer right now.
Yeah, the rotation is definitely happening much faster on the side of Death and Delay, that's for sure. But I mean, with KT and Kerazim, early game, you got to expect, especially Kael'thas as well. Death and Delay right away jumping onto their siege camp. We had a big debate last night, if you guys were here for the game last night. So we have decided, or I have been told, that now I'm going to call them Knoll camps. Because on Volskaya Foundry, I call the bruiser camp the airplane camp. Now I have to call these the Knoll camps.
You said airplane camps?
Yes, on Volskaya Foundry. I used to think it was a StarCraft map, so I couldn't remember the name of the Terran airplanes that those guys were. And then I got corrected and told it was an Overwatch map, but I'm just sticking to airplane camps.
Well, if I call them airplane camps, I'll give credit to you, good sir.
Perfect. And then I like to call these guys Khazra camps. That's pretty much what they are from the Diablo. But I was told that since they are the same style of camp in Alterac Pass, I need to call them Knoll camps.
Fair enough. Looks like I have Zeratul rotating top so that Crowleone on the Hogger can get the left bruiser camp.
That's a really smart play.
Yeah,
You know,
especially, I really like the timing that Corleone has, like right before the objective spawns. I mean, it's going to march really perfectly there, Sparhawk.
I 100% agree. And also, I want to say hi and good evening and welcome to everybody who's on the stream. Nice to see a lot of faces. If you are new to the stream, please don't hesitate to leave a follow. If you enjoy the content, I stream as much as possible. With the playoffs, I have other casters stealing my games, but I mean, it doesn't cost you anything. You get points out of the deal, and it helps me greatly.
You know, at the objective, Hogger's got a really nice tri-corner hog spin right here. And 11 to 8 in terms of monkeys, with the camp pushing a little bit further for...
KT's being picked on. KT goes down.
Nice.
And now they're focusing on Leoric. The Stroge. I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Night Squad.
Ooh. One Punch Man getting bullied off. Yeah, but Leo's came out with 100 HP, as well as MDC with only 500 HP. They'll have to tap, but they're going to be down maybe 10 more skeletons because of this Sparhawk.
Oh, I think at this point, 7s are about to come online. They need to be careful with their engage here. I mean, yes, 7s aren't a super big talent, but it has an impact.
Yeah, I do like that Zeratul went top to get 7s and to clear that camp, but it's 36 to 37 right now, 38 for Death and Delay, and looks like we have Death and Delay taking the first objective, Sparhawk.
Wow, nice comeback for them. And Eric, 2004, thank you very much for the follow. I really appreciate it.
I mean, even like you were saying, Sparhawk, they're down level 7s, but able to, even though the Leoric and the Joan were low, able to get that advantage. Most likely because the Zeratul was stuck top trying to clear that Merc camp that was timed just a little bit later than the one that the Hogger got, Sparhawk.
And KT's trait, you know, when he throws his flame strike out there, he just wipes. But meanwhile, Zeratul takes down Lucio. I'm guessing that has to be bottom lane, because I did not see that, and I apologize, everybody.
It's interesting, like he was able to get the kill even though Zeratul's going cleave build. I would expect that something more from the auto attack build, but it was a nice pick off from Try and Go. And here
Looks
we go
like
with
they have an invade. Big focus onto KT. They are going to take the camp, but they do get KT dead. Looks like they're focusing onto Karazim next. He goes down. Zeratul 100, just under 100 hit points, but manages to get away.
Try and Go with some flashy moves. The Bruiser camp, the Null camp, threw 2 spears at Try and Go, and Try and Go teleported right before the spears hit. So really flashy play there by Try and Go Zeratul.
Very. And I'm really glad I pronounced your name right, Stroge. Also, if my volume is too low, or if X's volume is too quiet or too loud, please let me know. I can adjust it accordingly. Just have to share. So we have 10s online for One Punch Monk. I'm quickly going to come down to this here and go over them. We have APOC, we have Dragon Strike, we have Void Prison. This is gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Horde of Ball, Thin, Massive Shove.
Oh my God, that was so nasty.
I had to pause and watch it because as I called it, it's like, wait a second, Void Prison into Dragon Strike? Oh, and that's exactly what they just pulled off. That is their wombo combo. 7-0 is the kill death ratio right now in favor of One Punch Monks, with an almost 2-level advantage. So I think they're going to take this bottom fort without much of an issue. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because they're still level 9s. They just reached to level 10s. And before they can counter engage, Death and Delay still have the ults that have to be picked. And looks like we don't have an Entomb from Leoric. We got March of the Dead and we got 7-sided Strike. So going for damage ults here, looking like Sparhawk.
Yeah, well, we have the high 5 from Lucio, and we do have the 7-sided and March the Black King. I like that one, especially at level 20. And we have the Phoenix, no Pyro, and Blessed Shield. So they do have a setup combo here, because a Blessed Shield into a March King with a Phoenix and a 7-sided cause a lot of damage.
Yeah, especially, I mean, I've never taken March of the King into this map. But I mean, if they all clump up, which I think it's going to be pretty hard because, I mean, you do have the Hanzo, but Zeratul and Hanzo are going to be pretty far for a clump up for March of the King. And I believe that if the shield from Joanna misses, that's a lot of skeletons to target there, Sparhawk. So I don't know, I'm looking to see how this pans out, but it looks like the ults from Death and Delay are more for team fights outside the objective.
Oh yeah, and trust me, if they get a busted shield off into a March of the Black King, and then a 7-sided, that could cause a lot of trouble. It does good damage to 10, but if you're able to get to the level 20 upgrade, basically what it does is everybody that you hit with your March of the Black King, it puts drain life on them. So it basically turns Leoric into Superman.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have Death and Delay here going for the macro, not only taking their own camp, but taking the enemies, the blue team's siege camp here. So they're missing bot soak as well as missing the fort, 35 HP.
Yep, great.
There we go.
I think this is a great play by Death and Delay. They knew they didn't have 13, so they couldn't really argue. So they're going to give up top fort because the team is going to push, and they are just going to do their damage and then go back.
I mean, is this going to be a base race? No, NBC's heading back to Death and Delay while One Punch Monk taking down the top wall. Now we have double siege camp though pushing into the middle lane. That's going to really hurt the One Punch Monk team, Sparhawk.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I mean, everybody's back now. They have everything but Phoenix up, so they could cause a lot of havoc here. Void Prison goes out and actually helps the tower or the keep, preventing the Immortal from attacking it. There's the lead. Gets a few. APOC goes out. APOC catches one. Dragon Strike goes out. Catches Joanna. Didn't have her indestructible. March the Black King's coming out. Does massive damage to the Zeratul player.
Oh, Zeratul able to get out with 500 HP and tough defense from Death and Delay, but I mean it's scary because One Punch Monk, they are scaling with, especially with the Zeratul and Diablo, who are pretty strong late game heroes, as well as Han's level 16 piercing. But I mean, Sparhawk, look, we have 2 turns down in the middle wall.
Yep.
It's gonna hurt them for the. Is the next objective mid?
Let's see. I think we had bottom and top, so it should be mid. But it's always random. They changed it to randomize.
Yeah. I mean, if it goes mid, and if Death and Delay can get the mid objective, yeah, it looks like the objective is spawning mid. They prepared this wall pretty nicely, especially with that double siege camp push. Meanwhile, they're taking the bottom siege camp with only Apex and Rumpy D coming to defend.
Hey, Spectrum. And no Entomb for the 7-sided. I think they're going with the Blessed Shield, March of the Black King combo. They're definitely hoping this is going to go late game.
Now,
and
something I really like.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say something I really like is the Hogger staying top instead of defending bot, just because Hogger knows that that One Punch Monk can get a delay here. Oh, shield comes out. Oh, it doesn't quite connect with any more follow-up. So it's an ult out for Joanna and a 2-person root Sparhawk on this team.
White Prison goes out, Dragon Strike goes out, catches quite a few. Leoric does go down. Looks like they're focusing on Joanna. Does she have her Divine? No, she doesn't.
Oh, goodness.
Kerazine leaps away. Kel'Thas goes down.
This VP, Dragon Strike, was nasty. Oh,
very nasty. It's a very creative play. I wouldn't have considered it. But I 100% support it. 100%.
I mean, in terms of lane advantage, we do have, Death and Delay having a good wave pushing mid, while Leoric on the Death and Delay side clearing the top lane. Yeah, I would like to see some sort of pressure on this top fort, so they can clear up some lane pressure top, but it's going to be tough until they reach 16 Sparhawk.
Well, grabbing their Kai's, the Witch Doctor, their Shaman camp, I really like, because that's going to help put pressure out. And with Leoric up there, they should have 16. in time for this objective. So it's going to be an even talent tier fight. And all heroics should be available. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I see a favor for Death and Delay here because they are the ones on their side that has a healing fountain still up. So going into this objective, I mean, though all the ults are up, still One Punch Man has to make some magic happen so that they can't just go back and tap. So here we go, Sparhawk, right onto the objective. We are 2-7 now towards the skeletons.
Void Prison in the back lane. Apoc goes out for the stun. Dragon Arrow's going out for the kills. Secures Leoric. Gets Kael'thas. Gets Lucio. Karazim escapes away. Joanna's running. And I think this Punisher is going over to the side of One Punch Monks. And it's going to be a Arcane Punisher. So I don't think it's going to get a lot of damage. Everybody should be back in time, roughly, to defend it. I mean, I really understand the high 5 for Lucio, like for the cleanse and such. I 100% support it. I'm just curious if Sound Barrier may not have helped their team in fights.
It's interesting because Huck is down to 30 HP, gets healed up by Karazim, and they force One Punch Monk to go back. Yeah, it's an interesting discussion you're talking about with the Lucio. The good thing about the Death and Delay is that they have 4 unstoppables on their team. You know, Karazim has the ult, Lucio has the high 5, Leoric has the E, and John has the trait. So an APOC combo could be neutralized, but they just can't escape the VP, unfortunately. So Mag Daddy-O, I mean, has 5 deaths right now, but it's because Mag Daddy-O is a pretty prime target with no unstoppables in his natural kit.
Oh, for sure. And I have to agree with you, Dontris. I think the Hogger is playing exceptionally well. But I think the whole team is. When you're 14-0, I mean, yeah. I mean, think of poor X and I. We have to come up with an MVP of the game. We have to sift through everything just to have an MVP. Can't break my own rules.
Doesn't delay. Oh, they're trying to get it engaged, but...
Well, they get the Flush Shield onto Zeratul. 7-sided. Zeratul's gone. Oh. Apoc's going out. Who does it catch? Catches... Dragon Arrow goes out. Karazim is still alive. Leoric's coming from behind. He does have March if he wants to use it.
This is a level 20-18 fight in favor of...
And there's March the Black King doing work.
My goodness, the double support comp just doing its work. Random Task using up the Hellgate here. Oh my gosh, is Apex gonna go down?
Oh, and they get Stukov.
White below 20, Sparhawk, what is this?
Somebody has to go back though. They have 3 catapults on core.
Ooh, scary.
And it looks like Leoric is going back to deal with that. But what an incredible fight when you're down 20 and you know you need to take a fight. And it's like, hey, let's catch them off guard. We'll just take them at 20 and see what they're ready for. And they were not ready for that engage at all.
Yeah, I gotta hand it to MDC on the Joanne on that fight. Able to land a shield onto a slippy Zeratul to allow Karazim to 7-sided strike Zeratul just to death there. And on the other hand, Delta Sniper saving the Karazim was just... it was just so beautiful because Karazim was about 500 HP, and the Unstoppable got him right out of the Dragon Strike in the nick of time. So both the healer and the tank playing really well that team fight to get them closer to 20 now, Sparhawk.
100% agree. And looks like they are going to push this top fort down, get rid of this Quell as well, so that when the next objective, the next shrine pops up, they will have no healing beacon to go to. In a way, as they rotate it up, I would like to have seen them maybe grab some of those camps that are available. However, these guys have a plan, and I mean, they're sticking to it. And it looks like we might have a confrontation right here.
Oh, is the Void Prism going to come up? Triangle sneaking in. Oh, here comes a 3-person Void Prism here with an APOC.
With an APOC, Dragon Strike's coming out. Zeratul goes down. Kael'thas. Lucio goes down. March the Black King goes out. Can Hulk get away? No, he cannot. It's a 4-man wipe. So literally, they can just march top and go core if they want. They're a little hurt, but
as Apex does have the heals, and in terms of the level 20s, didn't go the level 20s for the healing, went for the extra shove, but they're trying to go for the boss play instead, and they have only 30 seconds to try to make a core play with this. Meanwhile, we do have Karazim just trying to relieve pressure mid.
This is a smart play. It's a frozen Punisher, so it's going to come in and shut things off. So I can respect their play here, right? And it's better to go in with numbers. You know, you hate to be stuck in that because they were all pretty low health, so it gave Stukov the chance to get everybody topped up to get ready for this final push if they can pull this off.
One big stand for Death and Delay here. Everybody is up. Zeratul is going to be about 10 seconds out. So it'll be a 5v5 right when the Punisher starts to bang on the core here. It looks like Death and Delay are trying to posture with Huckett, trying to flank the enemy team once the Punisher's in.
Like I say, if he matches that March of the Black King, he can do some serious, like it's all drain hope damage then.
Oh.
He goes for the escape. Punisher does get on. Nobody caught. Everybody avoids the Dragon Arrow. That's a bonus. March the Black King's going to go out there. They still get Leo though. No core damage. They were baited the Immortal beautifully over to that fort, or that keep I mean. So no core damage. They do lose Leoric. But now it looks like they are going to try and do some damage of their own.
Oh my goodness. Leoric coming up in 30 seconds. The APOC comes out.
Dragon Strike goes out again. Doesn't do as much damage. People learning to avoid it.
MDC in a little bit of trouble. MDC doesn't have trait either, so in a little bit of trouble if Triangle tries to... No, the Delta Sniper high-fives him to go up. Krellian with the Wild Hog, the Hog Wild in, and looks like...
Oh, nice high. That was a good high five. Keep Mac Daddy alive.
Delta Sniper playing really good heals this game. I really got to hand it to him, especially when the APOC comes out. Ooh, nice two-person wall ride, but Delta Sniper looking like in a little trouble, gets healed up by Karazim, and Zeratul looking for the final
They
hit.
got Stukov.
Oh.
And Diablo. Oh, seven-sided onto Zeratul. He's dead. That's...
Nice.
Luckily, Diablo had the souls, though, but he is a puppy dog for a while.
This is a 5-man versus 3 possible push. Looks like Death and Delay trying to go into the mid lane here. Or they could be going bot lane, especially since the objective is bot, but they do have a slight push in the bot lane. Looks like Sparhawk, they're going in the mid lane here for the keep.
I think it's a great idea. You get this keep down, you know, you can start putting constant pressure in the mid, and you have 20 odd seconds before the healer's up, so there's not a lot they can do. They just kind of have to let it go. Dragon Strike does go out, but is avoided by the team.
I mean, I always like looking at the cooldown of Dragon Strike, because Hanzo did go the level 20 Dragon Strike ult, which reduces the cooldown. Oh, the shield comes out. Here's the 7-side on the Hogger, and Hogger goes down.
Staggered death.
Nice unstoppable by Huckett to avoid the combo from random Tacit Diablo, and the middle keep goes down, Sparhawk.
Nice job. This is a really good comeback by Death and Delay. I mean, like I said, Leo becomes really scary when he's on 20. And I think, again, what I'm surprised at with MZ17 or the Lucio players, he did not go Rejuvenencia. He went up the frequency at 16.
Yeah, it's really interesting. He's playing like a mosquito right now, getting all those auto attacks. I will say the synergy between MDC's Joanna and MZ17's Karazim is pretty awesome right now, because MZ17 looking for that shield and knows that he only has about a second and a half in order to put out the 11-sided strike. That's how he was able to get down that Hogger when MDC shielded right near that middle keep. So really good job by the tank and the healer. But now we have 3 camps pushing while the shrine starts to activate, Sparhawk.
And they'll probably get up to about 12, 15 before everybody gets in there. Hogger's coming in now. But that camp bottom could do some work. 13 to 1, 15, 16.
Ults are up. APOC up in 7 seconds here. Random task and triangle on the Zeratul. Just looking to be patient for 2 more seconds. 1 more second. Here he comes. Looking for a VP.
There's the VP. Here comes the Dragon Arrow and the APOC. This is going to lock a bunch of people down. March the Black King goes out.
Dragon Strike. Oh.
KT goes out, down. But Leo is full health. I mean,
doesn't quite get the Lucio.
They do get the Hogger, and they are going to push right back in.
It's 4v4 right now, and it looks like One Punch Monk looking really low, but Apex healing out of his mind. Nice 3-person silence here. MD17 able to get out, but right in the middle of the fight, we have lurking arms going out. We have shoving arms going out. No kills yet, but the cleave is just...
Zeratul just doing... Oh, Dragon Strike again. Diablo goes down this time, and he doesn't have the souls. Both sides really low on hit points. However, the Mortar Punisher does go over to the side of Dad. Oh, and Zeratul is just refusing to go down. He's like, I'm just going to kill you guys since your healer left you.
The core has been being hit by both minions, too. We got 14%.
14%, 10. Minions for the win. First game. What a comeback for Death and Delay. Oh, my gosh. Sorry, I'm lost. That was phenomenal. And to the person who bet on Death and Delay, I think you're going to win a stocking full of channel points. All right. Oh, I got to calm my down. Let's look at some numbers here. I love the DPS on the Hanzo player. But we have to look to the team that wins. So, oh man, who do I give my MVP to? I think I just have to do it. I'm going to go with Leoric for the March of the Black King plays. It kept him alive in the end and did some great damage. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Leoric got really good trade value, especially that last fight, getting taken out first, but coming back right at the end of the team fight to give their Winions a time to get that middle keep. For me, I mean, I didn't believe it, but I didn't really like the Carries team pick, but NZ17, I feel like did a lot of good job along with Delta Sniper, but Karazim was able to help secure some kills for the team, especially by syncing up with John's MDC. Now, while Karazim did secure a lot of kills for the winning team, it was just a really good synergy with MDC's Blessed Shield. So for me, I really liked how the MZ17 played, like being very slippery in and out, and getting these 7-side strike to just whittle some enemy heroes down.
Oh, that Lucio build was so out of this world, and it worked really well for them. I mean, they turned themselves from okay, we have our healer
for
comp.
the next map.
Yeah, they'll be posting it.
I think it's kind of unfortunate that even though the APOC VP combo is one of my favorite combos in Heroes of the Storm, like the unstoppable, like Lucio, Delta Sniper's high fives just completely almost made the entire team unstoppable, especially with Leoric's E and Joanna's trait. So I mean, really good job saving themselves from those latent combos. And I think with this comp they drafted, really it looked like they did a good job countering the late game Guamo combo-ness of One Punch Monk. So really good play by the healers.
Beautiful plays. And what an incredible comeback. I'm just going to do a quick promo, and then I'll come back to the map, and I will close off the prediction to give away the points. I'll be right back. Let me put some music on while we're waiting to get into our next map, and we will I will close off the predictions. Yeah, that was an incredible first map.
Yeah, I mean, who won the predictions? Like, how many people voted which way?
You will see it right now once I choose the prediction. It looks like one person bid on it. 10%. Choose the outcome. D&D.
I'm at 480 channel points myself, so I am almost there for the $2,000 or 2,000 point IRL word ban.
Oh, awesome!
I think that's pretty cool. Cool one. I might
That,
ban something like The word "the."
So, Dontris, congratulations on your 1.4K that you made. I think you only bet like 100, 150 or so points, so congratulations to you. Well done. You really called it really well. And again, I want to welcome all the new people to the stream. It's really great to see you on a Thursday night, watching some of the playoffs for the Heroes of the Storm and the NGS Season 11 playoff bracket. Oh, I know I casted Northwest, I think it was, Northeast last night. Amateur opponents and Team Gobby Legs, and it was an incredible best of 3. And I'm just going to say, that was a really incredible comeback. Like when 18s got online for Death and Delay, they just became gods and turned this map into theirs. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I'm looking at the standings right now. So in terms of where are you at? Is there like a favored team to win from this division? Do you have an idea?
I don't think so. I think a lot of the Northeast and Southeast teams are so competitively equal that I'm not picking a favorite. That's for sure.
And in our division, our first seed unfortunately got knocked out by the 8th seed team. So, I mean, even though it's playoffs and we got the rankings, it's anybody's game, really. I know that, let's see, One Punch Monk and Death and Delay are at the top. Do we know... The results aren't updated for the Phoenix Rising Citrine and the 40 Seconds Defeat team, but...
Citrine did not play their game the other night. They had to reschedule. Okay. Yeah, one of the players on the opposing team had to go in for... I'm thinking they had to go in for an emergency surgery, or...
Goodness.
But it was not non-life threatening. But they just decided to postpone because everybody on the team was a little shocked by it.
Oh, dang. Well, thoughts go out to your Phoenix Rising compatriot.
Oh, no, it was on their opponent's team.
Oh, so opponents, okay.
Yeah. Still looking. We still don't have a map yet, guys, so we're just going to let the music play for a little bit.
In terms of next maps, let's see. I'd love to see I'd like to see Towers of Doom. The Towers of Doom were alt track for the next map. Towers of Doom, just because I love the comeback potentials there. But alt track, I just like seeing how the teams value that first protector and how they use it to either delay to late game or just try to snowball with getting the early buildings. But I haven't seen much of Cursed Hollow being played. I see mainly a lot of Infernal Shrines. Definitely seems to be the #1 map that I see all the time.
That and Volskaya, I agree.
So Volskaya is popular too. I see.
Oh yes.
What is your favorite map, good sir?
If I had to pick a favorite map, I honestly think it could be Shrines, but I'm more in. I have like 3, 4. No, I'll just have to pick one. Hey, I honestly think I would probably choose Braxis Holdout.
Interesting.
Yeah,
and the only one in NGS that would say that.
Yeah, and if I had to go somewhere else, then I would want to go Towers of Doom.
Towers of Doom. You got my favorite map, man. I like. Yeah, it's cool that you can't hit the core, but when I see teams fighting out for control of that bot tower,
yeah,
and balancing that out with trying to get the top camp, I think it just offers a lot of back and forth, a lot of strategies. Like you could go, double soak with a 4-man down, or a 1-1-3, or a 3-person bot with a solo laner and a roamer, right? And Towers of Doom has just so many cool different types of macro choices that I really hope it gets played here and we go to a game 3 somehow.
I casted a Phoenix Rising Emerald. I think it was the last game of the season for them. And Panda brought the Vikings. And I saw the most amount of shots I had ever seen in a game. They were losing. They were kind of Oh no, it was last night's game with amateur opponents and Team Gobbylegs. And Team Gobbylegs were losing. Rather surprised, like they were down. It was close. It was back and forth. But Team Gobbylegs managed to take 18 points. All 3 towers and the boss. It was a triple phase. Vikings grabbed the top 2. The rest of the team grabbed the bottom. They got some kills. They went boss, end of the game.
My goodness.
That was incredible to watch.
Ooh, I wish I would have watched that game. There's like so many good casts I hear from the playoffs, and this is the first playoff cast I've been a part of, so I appreciate the invite.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just looking to see if we have a lobby yet.
Really thinking hard on that map. That's what's going on, man.
Yeah, they're still not. They still don't have a lobby posted yet.
I mean, it'd be cool. I think I'd like to see BOE.
Hexblades, thank you for the cheer of 100 bits. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. And also thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Night Squad.
Yeah, 166 followers. That's awesome.
Yeah, I remember way not too long ago when I was just starting and I had 0. So, for the new people who haven't had a chance and while we're waiting, I'm just gonna... Oh, looks like I have a lobby link. There we go. Sorry, I'm just letting the teams know that we got into the lobby, and I'll let them know that we're ready when they are. Just let them know so that when I see it. And I do want to thank everybody for joining the stream. I mean, this is looking to be a really good series, I think. And if you are new to the stream, like I said, please leave a follow. It doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out greatly.
I'm excited for this, man, because the last map on Infernal Shrines, it was won by Macro. And in this map, I mean, you got a 2-lane map, but action's all in the middle, so we'll see who has the better team fight. I mean, team fight was really fun to watch from One Punch Monk that last game, especially with the Wombo combos. But Death and Delay neutralized it pretty well with the Unstoppable, so I want to see, like, is Diablo going to come out on this map again, like the Hogger 2, to get advantage of the walls? Or is there going to be another double support in this game?
To be 100% honest, I think One Punch Monk could run their same comp, and they would have more success with it. I mean, their setups when that Wombo, when everybody in the audience, including ourselves, when we saw that first Wombo of Void Prison Dragon Strike come out, I mean, that was like, what WTF am I just watching here?
But I mean, when it comes to team fights, like, if the coordination's not like pinpoint awesome, then the double support usually wins out. So now we'll see. We'll see what Death and Delay does. I did not believe in the Karazim Lucio, but they played it pretty well.
I'm just gonna fade out the music, guys, because it looks like we will be getting into the lobby very shortly. So, oh, here we go. All right, let's get into the draft. Let you guys see my ugly face and X's. Look at all the radiance and glow around X. You look at me, I'm sitting in dark robes. I got a lamp on, and the only glare you're seeing is off my forehead. And he's just a shining beacon.
Well, Sparhawk is going for the mellow, kind of warm, soft vibe.
That's exactly it.
The comfort type of guy,
I'm in my house coat.
Good, sir.
I'm in my house coat, so I am comfortable, that is for sure. Got my coffee, I'm good.
As this is a community league, man, so Yeah, got a little bit of everything. Yeah, we got an Uther and a Diva for the first round of bans for this game.
Not really surprised. Seems like they're both teams sticking to the same first bans of last map. Oh, they just don't want the Lucio shenanigans. That's respect, ban. I'm taking the Sonya away. And they are first picking the Hogger again.
I'm calling with a really good Hogger play. And I think it's people in chat really complimented Crowleon on the Hogger, and so it's going to be really devastating on this map too, especially with all the walls.
Oh, for sure. Oh, and the Karazim. It's like, fine, you took one healer, we still have another. And this time it's going to it looks like MZ17 is playing the Karazim. I'm only saying looks like because teams do some weird things just to try and throw other people off, the other team off. And we have a Tassadar pickup, which I really like.
I don't know if they're trying for some shenanigans, because Delta Sniper was a Lucio last game to MZ17's Karazim, and so I wonder, are they trying to do some like fancy swap at the end? Are they trying to hide another double support pick?
Oh, was that MC17 played the Karazim last game? That's my bad. Okay.
I also think Delta Sniper, I remember playing with him in the free agent combine back in January, and he's a pretty good Stukov too, and Stukov's still on the table. So I could see a Stukov last pick, and Stukov with Karazim would be like really good double support roster.
Oh, 100% agree there. So we do have Hanzo and Brightwing. So now do they ban the Zeratul to take the chance of that Void Prison? Do they fear it that much? Or are they going to get rid of the Diablo? And they're taking rid of the Chromie. They just do not want Chromie poke. That still leaves Li Ming available, though. And she is one of the best pokes for the Immortal in this game. As well as like Greymane or Tannis, Vala, and so on. I'm taking Joe off the map. So now, do they take their tank in this pick? Or are they just have to be with whatever? I mean, the Garrosh into their Karazim Tassadar could be really scary because he throws somebody and then a task wall comes out. And I will put up another prediction once the draft begins, or the draft, and we're in the same. Deathwing! Yeah! Gotta root for my Deathwing.
Oh my goodness. Now I wonder, is Huckett going to play the main tank Deathwing with a Varian Twin Blades or Smash? Or is this going to be a Deathwing in the solo lane? I'm interested to see how they round out this final roster here, but some spicy picks from both teams on this side so far.
Well, I'm going to call Taunt Varian. And Deathwing, I don't think is going to be off-laning. I think he's much better in the 4-man, especially against a Hogger. Hogger will just give him a little bit of an issue. Not a great issue, but just early on, Hogger will be able to do damage to Deathwing, but it still takes forever to kill him. I like the Li Ming pickup and the Muradin. I wonder if we're going to get Playmaker, because I'm not allowed to call it Haymaker anymore. I have it told as Playmaker. And you were right. We are getting the Stukov. So
it looks like it's not going to be swapped out.
It looks like off-lane Karazim is what I'm thinking.
So MZ17 was the red herring here, swapping out. Yeah, I guess it could be a solo lane Karazim. I mean,
let's head into the game. This is a spicy finish. Oh, it's good. All right, quickly going to announce them. We have Random Task playing Muradin, Crowleon on Hogger, Apex on Brightwing, Triango on Li Ming, and Rumfid on Hanzo. And who do we have for Death and Delay?
On Death and Delay, we have Magdaddio on the Karazim, MZ17 on Stukov, Delta Sniper, this time playing Tassadar, NBC on the Variant, and Huckett on Deathwing.
Awesome.
I really like Death and Delay's draft for the interest, but I think in terms of the map, I'm on the side of One Punch Monk, Sparhawk.
I can agree with your assessment, but I really think Death and Delay with Deathwing in the 4-man, if that's what they, I mean, and that's what I'm guessing. I mean, you can easily go Karazim versus Hogger, and Hogger will hurt him, but he's never going to kill him. And so Deathwing in the 4-man is going to be really exciting to see.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be because it's not a Twin Blades variant. I don't know if I really see really good race potential from Death and Delay here, but that means that they're better on defending, so we'll see how they play out the team fights when the objective comes up.
Just setting up the prediction, everybody. Give me 1 second. Let's put a timer on it, and let's do the prediction. Get back to the stream. Get back into some volume for everybody. There we go. And I want to welcome anybody new who's joining us to Game 2 in this Division B Southeast playoff for BFT One Punch Monks versus Death and Delay, DAD as they like to be called. For those who are new, last match was predominantly owned by One Punch Monks, and then for some reason nobody told Death and Delay that level 18 isn't a power spike, and they turned the juice on, and just from there they just turned the tides of the fight. Looking at the talents, I don't see anything too out of the ordinary. Third win for Muradin. Simple geometry. Random task being focused hard, but does manage to get away.
180 HP on Random Task. Oh, and just misses Delta Sniper's Q. I mean, Random Task doing a good job of soaking up all that damage and allowing Try and Go and Rumfidi's leaving Hanzo to get some damage on the enemy team.
And Kerazine went Iron Fist, so he's going looking for that damage.
Oh, Magdaddio getting out with 30 HP here. And I really like the play by MDC, just being able to block Leeming and Rumpy D's Hanzo arrows to protect the Keras team from death. It's really good tanking there by MDC.
Very good. You're 100% right.
Now it looks like going into its objective up in the right side, Magdaddio going ahead and starting with the Merc Camp. While the Leeming, Triangle, and Apex on the Bright Wing start the Merc Camp of their own.
I just want to check really the top lane. Well, Deathwing's doing that really well against Hogger, forcing Hogger to Hearth. Level 4 is online for MDC, and now he's excited. He's no longer a glorified minion. Now he's a real boy. Alright, so who are you going to give first Immortal to? Or Immortal. Make your prediction right now. You gotta say it quick.
I'm gonna give it to the blue team. I think One Punch has the better race, and the other side doesn't have quite the team fight potential yet. How about yourself, Sparhawk?
I am going on the side of Death and Delay.
They did win. No, they didn't win. Oh, but they got
they got halftime.
Off, so
they got it to halftime.
You're right. That's my fault. Shoot. Looks like they are on the offensive now.
I mean, with Kerazine, oh, this is gonna big breath weapon to do some damage to everybody.
Oh, MDC.
They do get Kerazine though. Ooh, Varian just gets away. Now they are going to try and Leeming starting to poke onto the Immortal, and they are trying to keep them away. However, I mean, Deathwing's in the air, so he's going to be able to land when they're ready, which he's doing now. And that's just... Taunt is out. Right? And that's just... Is it going? Is it going? Oh, it does go over for Death and Delay.
Death and Delay proving me wrong. This is the second time. Last time was the Kerazine pick. Now they win the objective. I guess I gotta believe more in Death and Delay. Good job on them for getting the first objective.
I really think they surprised them with the Kerazine, and then Kerazine going Iron Fist. And now, what they've also done is Kerazine took Air Ally, giving spell power. So heals will be slightly stronger. Tassadar, with his abilities, will be stronger. I mean,
wall goes down, and the Immortal about half HP, but we got the fort going down to about 4,000 HP before the Immortal gets taken out. Oh no, Immortal's still banging on.
he is hitting.
400 HP left on this fort, but Death and Delay going to come back for another day to try to finish off that bottom fort. At the top, looks like Hogger is getting the feet under him because now Huckett's looking pretty low, but it's still a stalemate up there, Sparhawk. As
It
they go
is a
down
stalemate.
hostage.
Yeah. Let's see, where's Deathwing going? And he went with Skyfall. I'm surprised. I understand why you'd go Skyfall. I like it on this map. I like to go. I believe it's Hellstorm. So when you land, you do AOE damage. It also lowers the cooldown of your flight timer as well. But Skyfall does give you increased healing while you're in the air hitting heroes. So I see merits for both. Mac Daddy right away. He's got this camp almost finished.
Heck, Daddy, yo, playing the macro game with the Kerosene. I'd love to see it. Goes back on the Apex in the back line.
Oh, nice wall. Sorry. Didn't mean to
No,
cut you off.
no, all good, all good. That's two-person Q from Tassar, but Tassar didn't go the Q quest this game.
Nope. He is going Psionic Storm build. I like it. I don't think he'd really get a lot of Q value, you know, because you're basically all over the map, other than objectives.
Oh.
Whereas Psionic Storm, you have more reach, you get mana back, so he's less mana dependent.
MDC throwing out these taunts, and we just need MZ17 just a second earlier to do these silences, and I think they can definitely shut down a Muradin in time, especially if damage comes out from the Kerosene and Delta Sniper's Tastar. But look for another taunt, and we'll see if MZ17 can get that follow-up silence. Random task posturing for the invade. We got the stun on very nice
big
combo
orb
on MDC. And Sparhawk looks like they're chasing Hogger now up in the top lane.
Well, they did some damage. Now they're close to 10. Deathwing's going to go up, get that soak, give them level 10. I mean, really, really smart calls coming out of Death and Delay this early in the game. I mean, taking full advantage. Not to say that One Punch Monks aren't doing the same, but I mean, 10s are online. 10s should be online for both teams. So now it's the engage. And I'll call out the level 10s after this Immortal phase happens.
Delta Sniper posturing for a black hole, goes into the bush, and here we have
Drag Strike goes out. MDC, nice in by Deathwing, throws the spear. He's going to be able to get away. MDC is hurting up top, but not hurting enough that he doesn't want to duck out. They're about to get that halftime show. Oh, I thought they got it with that Deathwing blast.
Nice disengage by Death and Delay as they go and tap to come back. The Immortal's still pretty healthy, so they have plenty of time to come back and defend, but they're going to clear their camps first, the top and the bottom for both teams.
Smart call.
The Immortal's about 3/4 down, Sparhawk.
Yeah. So, I mean, even if it becomes a race, it's not going to make that big a difference. I mean, and they didn't get the halftime show. Taunt does go out. I could see Hogger looking to dive in on this. Everybody's back together now, so 7-sided is still up. If they get a taunt onto somebody good, I mean, that's 7-sided. Or there's Tassadar, who comes in and just throws a black hole and kills people. Halftime show is created, and now it's just going to be a burn between both teams, with MDC just trying to be a distraction. Oh, they're just going to put Tassadar on and force him off. And it looks like Tassadar is doing pretty good at the burn. No.
Oh,
that second staggered kill, though. Now Tassadar is going to be able to get some. I think Mac Daddy's going to go over, drop his Spirit Ally, and help out. And definitely just being the bully that he is. You know, just standing in lane. Eating orbs, and again, second Immortal goes over on the side of Death and Delay.
Yeah, it's gonna be scary because I really like the aggression that MDC has on the variant, getting taunts on some really squishy targets, especially Rumph D on the Hanzo. And with 13s coming up, if the taunt can combine with a level 13 virulent relaxation, I mean that's gonna be a taunt into a silence into a root, and it's gonna be any hero that's gonna be just deleted instantly, especially because of how squishy they are on One Punch Monk Sparhawk.
Oh, I 100% agree. And, oh, do we get a kill? No, Li Ming does manage to get away. But they do get that top fort down. So now both forts are down, and that's still a pretty healthy Immortal working on keep walls now. It won't do much, but it's going to do enough. Oh, another black hole just to do some damage. 7-sided going out. He's okay. He's like, I'll just jump in, jump out. I can do that. That's fine.
Magnet.io getting really aggressive with the dives in. I love the play, especially with the 7-sided strike here. Meanwhile, we have an Immortal about a sliver of HP as Death and Delay retreat with their level 13 advantage, while at the bottom, Huckett also retreats with half health against Hogger in the bot lane. And it looks like Sparhawk, we have a gank potential here.
Did we get the taunt onto him? Can he get the 7-sided? Don't need
violence.
it. Oh, we have a pause. 1 second. Let's go back to here. Just so that everybody gets to see it. Oh, it looks like we have a disconnect.
Oh no.
Won't say who, won't say why. In the meantime, though, I'll put some music on just to entertain while the player gets back.
It's unfortunate. The Hogger got killed in the bottom lane because of a nice taunt by MDC and a follow-up, not only Stu caused silence and root from SZ17, but Delta Sniper with the Q from Tastar. And I wonder, because it was the right wing that disconnected when Hogger died, if the phase shift, which was active there, could have saved the Hogger, or if right wing would have just been caught in the silence too. But either way, a really good kill bot there from Death and Delay. They have a hefty advantage this game so far, 4 structures against 2 with a level 13 lead, with an objective coming up in a couple of minutes for Hogger.
I 100% agree. So far, I mean, the second map, I mean, it's still early, but the advantage right now is on the side of Death and Delay.
And there's so much more lane pressure for Death and Delay, and right now, how the map looks is that we have 5 members of Death and Delay 4 members of Death and Delay with the Deathwing up in the air, and I mean, if they take the camps, they just have lane pressure and vision control pretty much until the next objective spawns. It's going to be really tough to try to create some vision, especially from random Tasha Mirrodin.
Sorry, my friend Bloody Drapes, who is casting Phoenix Rising Ruby right now, he's like, oh, Ruby's really good, man. He'd never cast him before. I said, you're in for a treat tonight. I had asked him earlier if he wanted to switch with me, and he's like, no. He's like, I like casting Phoenix Rising games. I said, I'm the Phoenix Rising head caster. I should have say. He's like, no, you get to cast all the other teams because you're so good at it. And I'm like, whatever. And I really love casting like all the other teams. I mean, I don't want to stick to my organization, so I said, oh, I gotta share this with everybody. Absolute scariest combo I had ever seen in my life last night. Towers of Doom, amateur opponents in the first game really dominated on Volskaya Foundry. Going into Towers of Doom, Team Gobby Legs drafts Stitches and Variant, right? Light Bomb Variant. And Stitches goes Gorge, right? And their Stitches player was so on point. He would, if anybody's in chat who watched last night's game, you can attest to what we watched. But a hook would go out, a Gorge would go in, a Yeet of Faith would get thrown on Stitches, as well as a Light Bomb. So as soon as the person came out, they were just dead. And it worked so many times. Like the Stitches was never missing hooks. He was pulling people, like doing like Mortal Kombat stuff, you know, like behind the wall. Like, gotcha, come here, motherfucker. You know, it was incredible. And we still have the pause in the game, guys. That's why we're talking aimlessly, as casters do. So I appreciate your patience while we carry on with this.
I think in this game, I don't know, I really thought that the Hanzo and the Li Ming could do damage on the Immortal, but I guess I'm mistaken because I know that, was it Mirror Ball or the, what's the bonus damage on the magic missiles that Li Ming has? Li Ming doesn't have that yet.
No,
And
yes.
yeah, I guess I definitely underestimated the damage of the Immortal for the One Punch Monk.
Oh,
Brightwing is still out, nowhere to be seen. Apex.
do you have a timer on how long?
I'm not sure.
About-
Also somewhere in game, it could be 10 to 15 minutes.
No, it's 10 minutes, but I forget when they paused it.
I am not too sure. And it looks like One Punch Monk is also not sure where their teammate went.
Unfortunately, we can't talk to them in chat, so it's entirely up to them to decide.
Yeah.
If I was a referee, I should have actually had made them make me a referee, so I could have. That's fine. It's up to the teams. We'll leave it to their discretion.
Oh, it's not good.
Well, their advantage. No, there is no advantage for them. I was going to say their advantage would be if both teams agreed, they could play the remainder of the game with an AI, and then bring a sub in for the third game. But then that would really, like, now you're going 5 versus 4 with an AI player to win your playoffs. I mean, and it's real.
Order for odd, good sir.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm really hoping, like, maybe it's a power outage type thing. I'm sure he'll get a hold of someone on his team right away and let them know. Or she will get, I'll just say they will get a hold of their teammates and let them know what's going on. I mean, but it is, after 10 minutes, it is within the rights and the rules that Death and Delay can say, we have to play on, and Brightwing comes back when Brightwing comes back. But I do want to point out, though, that if you have any hero and you need to play it as an AI, I don't think Brightwing is actually that bad. Not going to be the best, but you're always going to get healing, right? If you keep them, especially when you ping them and keep them near, like, your Ming or your Hanzo player. So you're always going to still get that healing, and they will teleport on their own on occasion. Just sometimes they don't teleport to the person they want to go to. And while we have this moment, I hope everybody in the audience tonight is enjoying what we've been watching so far. I hope you have plans for the upcoming weekend while staying safe and taking care of yourselves in this time of crisis, I guess. For myself, I don't know. I should see if I can get you in on this, X. On Sunday, the Phoenix Rising Esports organization is hosting an in-house ARAM tournament.
Oh, what are the details?
So far, I think we have like 4 or 5 teams. Like a small number of teams to see how fast we can pump it out. And it's a double elimination, so everybody basically plays everybody, and when you lose, you drop down to a bracket. So you'll have a few winners in the top row, winners in the bottom row. They'll play, and then in the end, we'll have 2 teams who will face off. And it's going to be a draft system, so it's not like PR1 is going to be taking on like Phoenix Rising Sapphire. And it looks like we are going bot. So let me
Well,
turn the music down.
Brightwing bot, not the worst thing in the world. I mean, pretty much whatever the AI's program do, just heal when someone's low health and blink in and out of trouble. So it looks like they're almost starting up with a Brightwing bot.
Yes. Well, it has been about 10 minutes, so I mean, I'm glad they're following the rules. I'm just going to go to here, watch till we get back into game, then I'll get everybody into game. Okay, Dontras, good to know. But they're going in and they're going to play without a bot. So let's go back into the game. And like I say, if any hero you unfortunately had to have as a bot, it would definitely have to be your healer. It was the Brightwing player on the side of One Punch Monks. The good thing, though... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, the good thing, though, is if One Punch can pull off this win, they would have up to 15 minutes, well, 10 minutes. The other team can offer a 5-minute grace period, and I can explain that as we go in. But it's not looking good. You know, Brightwing, Muradin down right away. Brightwing too far forward. AI bot. There's nothing you can do to stop that.
Oh, here they come. Here comes Death and Delay to get a keep here. I mean, it's 15 seconds before the tank and the healer from One Punch Monk come alive. So they have 15,000 HP to knock on down on this keep. 7 seconds left to knock it down. Looks like they're chunking it down pretty quickly. Varian trying to get a taunt on Triango's Li Ming. Looks like the keep's going to go down, Sparhawk.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
that was kind of a given. You get, especially when you get your tank and healer out of the way. And now they're just going to bully themselves onto the Immortal. But everybody is up, so hopefully they can create an offense. I mean, they only need to get a pick or two, and this whole game can turn.
Yeah, we do have a Stukon level 13 Root and Sun, so we'll see if the next combo can come up on the Varian Stukov here. But looks like the
Malf is going to go down. Yeah.
Brightwing bot healing out of their mind, though. And Hogger able to escape.
Nice slappy. Oh, almost gets with Scattered Arrow. Taunt goes out. Brightwing's right there. Teleports. Nice teleport bot. That is the play of the game. If One Punch Monk pulls this off, that Brightwing bot's going to be my MVP because that was a beautiful save onto Hanzo.
16's online for Death and Delay here as they hold halftime until they get this Merc camp out. Looks like what they want to do is try to aggress onto this Immortal, or onto this objective, so that by pulling the Bruiser camp and a lot of One Punch going into it, we have a Silence on Crowley. Black Hole comes on out, random task stuck, but gets out with 900 HP. And Sparhawk looks like we got a Dragon Strike 2 coming out from Room
Yes,
PD.
Brightwing's making her way into the game now. Oh, that nice Cataclysm. Halftime show has been created.
Mac Daddy just harassing the backline with the flurry of punches from way of the 100 Fist. Now it looks like we have Death and Delay working on the Immortal down to a quarter HP. Taunt on the Muradin. No Silence and Root though. And here we have
big stall going on. They do get Stukov. They get Brightwing. Kerosene Li Ming go down. 3 for 3. Random all over MDC right now. Hogger trying to do his bit. I think they've got Varian, and they do. Their health is extremely low, though.
And it's like Delta Sniper and Huck are going to take it because Hanzo gets out with about 10 HP, but we do have 3 catapults marching in on the top core and just
Random trying to do the best he can.
Ooh, it's going to be tough. Core is at 50% HP, and
Yeah,
the key
that
also
was
about
the
50%
camp did that.
Ooh. Gonna be a tough defense from One Punch Monk here, as the Immortal with almost full shields comes marching down in the bot lane, Sparhawk.
I agree. And that's like, I think, the only saving grace. I feel really bad for the disconnect. And I mean, hopefully they will have everybody up for this defense on the court.
All right, here we come, varying up in about 10 seconds to reach the team fight, and the Immortal starts to bang on this keep with 6,000 HP left. Magdaddio trying to get on the back line here with some fist action, way the 100 fists. Brightwing looking at it low at 900 HP, gets taken out by a 7-sided strike, and looks like we have a half-shielded Immortal going onto the core, Sparhawk.
Yeah, this is it. This will be the end.
Blackhawk comes out with a fear from
Nice
Huckett,
dragon arrow to go up.
Core down to 25 HP, 5 HP, and that is GG.
That is
for
GG.
Death and Delay.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a W. I feel bad for BFT One Punch Monks. I truly, truly, truly do. So let's look at the numbers and pick our MVP for the winning team. I'm sorry, I don't even have to look. I'm just saying Deathwing. Right. I mean, I'm a Deathwing main, so right. So I will. I'll let you pick who you feel was the real MVP, but I'm just going Deathwing.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with the Deathwing player. I really like MDC's Varian. In some shape, form, or fashion, MDC's Varian was able to get taunts on Hanzo and Li Ming, heroes that are supposed to be in the backline during these team fights, but once the Stukov silence was able to get out, the taunts were just, pretty... It gave a pretty good advantage of Death and Delay and allowed them to have that 4-2 building advantage after the objectives, even before Apex got disconnected from the Brightwings. So MDC got my vote for the good taunt choices on the backline.
Yeah, and rewarding the points for those who chose Death and Delay in the second game. Will bring us to the map picks. So Hexblade wins 1.8k. Way to go. Good job. All right. Oh. MZ. Letting them know that we're ready for the interview. Come and join us. And with us, we are joined by the captain of DAD, Death MZ himself. Congratulations on the W.
Thank you very much.
Team must be feeling pretty good. Kind of a shame that the Brightwing disconnected, but those are the rules.
Yeah, those are the rules. And honestly, we were feeling pretty good. The first game ran real long, but the second game we were feeling significantly better. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for the moment.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I mean, okay, because I really want to talk first game. I mean, I was super impressed. Okay, explain to me, because I've been playing HOTS for like 8-9 years, and I didn't know you had a power spike at level 18. Can you explain to me how that happens on your team and no one else?
Well, we me, which is the normal explanation for that, but it might be more that we just sometimes take a little while to gel.
Well, I was super impressed. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Early on, they were And like even the prediction that I made, there was a lot of votes for OPM, and then 18 to 20, and you guys decide you want to take a fight now. It's like screw 20, right? We don't need no stinking 20s. We're just gonna fight now and see what happens. Now, was that it's either now or never? Because if we get a kill, we get the objective, or like, what were you guys thinking at that stage? Getting into that fight.
So I'm trying to remember which fight, because if I recall, we took fights when we felt like we had an advantage, and if we're down 18-20, usually that means we think we can get a fight without everyone there. So it means we were watching the minimap and probably saw an opportunity.
Yeah, it was there. You guys trapped Zeratul, I believe. It was true. Zeratul or Hogger. You were able to trap solo, and you guys just blew them up. Blew them up.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. People don't always expect blow up out of double healer comps, but as you noticed, the Karazim has some solid kill potential, especially with an isolated target.
Oh, incredibly! I was sitting there and I was trying to figure out the Lucio build, like no rejuvenancia and all that. It's like he's going damage build, right? And a Karazim going damage build. What am I seeing here? And you guys pulled it off beautiful.
The Karazim in the first game was blue, which is sort of it's the
Transcendence,
not quite full damage build. Transcendence is healing, and then the is the one that gives
the
you
cooldown reduction.
Cooldown reductions, which is a little more slippery and a little less damage. It's good for getting around the board. And late game, it's got good burst heals if you take the Echo plus the Spirit. The Air Ally, which gives the vision for the Zeratul, and it gives healing spike. So with two healers and anyway, so the two healers together were both playing sort of non-full heal builds and gave us a sustain on the points and kind of a lot of harass. And really, it came down to keeping KT alive.
And you guys did a really good job at keeping him alive. Were you surprised at all when they pulled out that first wombo combo of the Dragon Strike Void Prison? And that laid waste to like a lot of your team?
No, I don't think we were actually that surprised. We just didn't have the equipment to deal with it yet.
Right,
so,
right.
Later in the game, we actually lived through it pretty well. We had a lot
of
mobility, which makes that a lot harder to pull off.
Yes, you did. You guys played that. Like I said, once you guys hit 18 and you got that one kill, I mean, it was like it was looking nigh. They were sitting like 15-0, and then in the space of ending the game, you ended up getting they stayed at 15 and you had 9 kills. So, really, congratulations to your team. In that moment coming together. X, anything you want to ask or say?
Yes. I've never seen a Karazim, Lucio, Joanna, Kelthos, and Leoric team. Was that a response to the enemy's APOC VP combo, or is that mainly for Shrine Control? What were you guys thinking with your draft there?
Shrine Control, I mean, knowing the map and knowing that the objective can be pretty dominant, it's not terrible to play double healer comps, and really the Joe is a pretty defensive tank, and kind of to the 18 spike, really some of that was just taking a step and being a little more prudent with the Joe ults, which I think early on we were a little in our aggressive mode instead of in our slightly more back and opportunistic mode, and when we started to find the right tempo, it worked out. And I would say, it was originally set up for the Shrine Control, and that the extra mobility was something that we kind of doubled down on in recognizing that we were coming into heavy aggressive wombos.
Well, your Joanna played phenomenal when she got that Blessed Shield onto the Zeratul before he could blink away, and he was just trapped.
Yeah.
In the pits of hell kind of thing, because there's nothing but red all around him. It's a really good job.
Yeah. That was the play of the game, really.
That would be that could be the TSN turning point. I could agree with you there. Let's see. Like I said, I really liked your draft. Oh, what was the decision? And I 100% agreed with it. But what was the decision for March of the Black King as opposed to the Entomb 7-sided? And I think I know why.
They had a lot of mobility, right? If you look at their heroes,
Yeah.
there was very few heroes that we could actually keep in the Entomb until 20. And, honestly, the choice for the March was a discussion, actually, in our columns, because obviously Entomb's the go-to. But yeah, I mean, it just really comes down to it's a great ult if you have good targets for it, and they didn't have great targets for it.
Yes. And yes, Random, it's a shame. I feel really bad for your team. It's a shame. Sorry, Random was in my chat just saying he could wish he could have brought more.
Yeah,
But-
honestly, we've played against each other. We even played some scrims after our regular season match, and it was always a great matchup. And I mean, we were both excited and a little intimidated, knowing that we were going up against a team that we have a lot of respect for. And I was kind of disappointed to see the disconnect or the loss of the player, because I think that always kind of casts a shadow on the game. But at the same time, I mean, obviously, given the first game, that any game can flip-flop. But
Yes.
coming out of the first game, I think, we had a lot of clicking happening where it's a little bit, we had a team member traveling, literally bought a new gaming laptop in order to play tonight. And so there was a little bit of franticness, and I think, fighting through that first game gave a lot of settled nerves, and that we felt in control of ourselves in that second game. And so
I think
I'd like
it
to
showed.
think we could have carried it through.
I think it showed, because you guys are really strong on that second map. Up to even where the disconnect happened, you guys really had great map control. X and I were kind of arguing. Who do you think's taking the first immortal, right? And I was like, oh, it's going to be Death and Delay. And he's like, no, I think One Punch has the better burn. So we were laughing. And then when I saw Kerosene take Spirit Ally, it's like, oh yeah, Tassadar's becoming a god. Not Spirit,
Well,
the spell power.
Yeah, the other thing is people underestimate healer's burn potential, because Stukov hits like a truck,
Yes.
and Karazim was auto
Iron,
attack build.
yes, he was Iron
So,
Fist, yeah.
It was only going to get faster in late game if it had come to it. We have both burn potential and defensive potential, because we've got 600 auto attack Stukov and 100 fists red Karazim.
Yes,
Plus,
yes.
we can go in and defend, heal ourselves up, and then still drop back and burn. So there's a lot of late game potential in that comp for long drawn out immortal fights.
So, do you guys know yet who you are playing for your next match, or is it still undetermined for you guys?
I don't actually know. I didn't look to see what the match on the other side of the bracket was.
Oh, okay, that's fine. X, is there anything you want to add before we get to shoutouts or something?
No, I really like the Karazim play, because Karazim was played by different people both games, but the Karazim play proved me wrong, and you guys played really well, especially game one cleansing against all those by Delta Sniper, cleansing against all those APOC stun combos. But yeah, I really like the coordination that you guys have, especially between the healer and the tank. So GG's, and thanks for letting us cast you.
Well, thanks for casting.
My pleasure. And it's at this point, unless there's something you'd like to add, I offer you the floor to do your shoutouts, good sir.
Yeah, I mean, shout outs to Coach Ripper, our sub, Ire. I usually try to shout out my partner, who's super supportive and always watch the stream. And yeah, I mean, thank you guys for casting us.
It was my pleasure. I was looking forward to picking up the match, actually. And then I got even luckier when X said, I posted, looking for a co-caster for tonight's match. And he's like, I'll do it. Like, oh, yes, this is going to be awesome. My humbleness and lack of knowledge of the game gets superseded by his beauty, his grace, and the aura that he presents to the audience. So not only did we have a great game to cast, I had a great co-caster.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for the invite again, and thanks for the games.
Yep. All right, MZ, I am going to let you go to your team, tell them I wish them the best of luck, and hopefully I can pick up your next match and do you the honors of casting that one for you as well, if you'd so have me.
It sounds great. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.
Take
Bye-bye.
care, buddy. All right, guys. So we're just gonna finish up. I'm just gonna pop screens so you can. We're first run a promo, then I'm gonna play some music, and then you can see our faces as we close off the stream. So I'll be right back. All right, so these are our faces. The peace sign is Sexy Exy. I am Svarhawk. We want to thank you all for joining us for the stream tonight. I want to wish congratulations to both teams with a well-played series. My heart goes out to Random Task and One Punch Monk. I totally understand that frustration. And you just got to make the best of it. But I mean, you guys are such a strong team. Keep it up. Stay together. Looking forward to seeing what you guys can do in the next future or in the next series. And maybe if you guys do Nexomania, I'll get the opportunity to catch you then. So with a final score of 2-0, Death and Delay does take the win and does advance into the playoffs. So what are your thoughts on what we were able to watch tonight, X? Your closing thoughts.
For me, anybody's game, but got to hand out for Death and Delay. They were just able to counter the enemy team's meta picks really well. I mean, the enemy team, first game got Hogger and they got Diablo and Zeratul. Then second game they got Hogger, Hanzo, and Li Ming.
Yeah.
And those are meta picks, but Death and Delay able to use their coordination, their teamwork, and their communication just to pull out the 2-0 victory. So, really well done on Death and Delay, and I'm looking forward to seeing the future games that you guys have in the playoff tournament.
Oh, that turnaround on map 1 was just phenomenal. I mean, it was looking dire, and they were just like, oh wait, we are a team. Let's just do this. And they just crunched. I hope everybody enjoyed what we brought to you. I was kind of hoping we'd have 3 games so we could hang out longer. However, that is not the case. So I am going to say adieu. I will let X say adieu. And then I'm going to go back to my fireworks stream, listen to some music as we fade on out into the night sky. So just hang tough. And, I do have a cast. 1 second. I have a cast tomorrow. And let me tell you exactly what time it's at. I believe it's 9 o'clock Eastern. Same time. I'm casting Division E West. It'll be Flint Tropics versus Bull Moose Party. And that'll be 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern time. So if you're around, please come on out. Check it out. I know everybody feels Division B is where all the action is, but don't hesitate to come out and check out what Div E brings too, because they're the up-and-coming future. Alright, so I am going to say adieu. I will let X say adieu, play some music, and we will fade out of here.
See you guys. Thanks for joining.